What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all feeling today? What's up? Happy, what is it, Thursday? Happy Thursday, y'all. House of Club. How y'all feeling today? Where y'all from? Where y'all from? Welcome, welcome. I haven't done a YouTube live in a long time. I haven't done a YouTube live in a long, long time. How are y'all feeling today? Somebody said they just got another appointment. Gold Nuggets. Thirsty Thursday. Nah, we don't do Thirsty Thursday anymore. We do cash and check Thursday or something like that. I don't know. We got to come up with something like that. Boom. Jersey, Dallas, Texas, Greenville, Panama City, New York City, Delaware. I like this. There's a lot of people in here. Allentown, Chicago. I know Allentown very well. I think it was a club there I used to go to called The Gate or something like that. He said you stay fresh. Twice a week, man. Barber twice a week. ATL, Nana's in the building. Nashville. What's up, Chris? Dallas, Texas. Nashville in the house. Hey, let me get something because I'm giving away something tonight. I'm giving away a pair of some Gary V's 003s, Clouds and Dirt. We got UK in the building, DC, Philly. I love it. I love it. So what y'all want to talk about, man? It's been so long since I have been on YouTube. So I just decided to come on here and do like a Q&A with you guys. Live Q&A. When I'm coming back to ATL, I was just in an ATL a couple weeks ago, man. It says, what app do I use for IG pictures and signatures? Come on, y'all. Let's talk about real estate. I don't use an app. I have a full human that does it. All right, so how do I slow this down? This is crazy. So they got this thing now called Super Chat where you can send a Super Chat to me so I can see your guys' chat more than somebody else's. That's crazy. Chinwoo said 9.5. Chinwoo, you out of a luck. All I have is a 10. I have a 10 though, Jinwoo. Yeah, let's just get Trace. All right, y'all. So let's Jinwoo, hit me up, Jinwoo. Let's talk. All right, so I'm just going to start rattling off some questions. They have this thing called send a super chat. It's new. This is new since the last time I've been on. Send a super chat if you really want your question asked. Jinwoo was the first one. Congrats, Jinwoo. That's cool. I've never seen that before. He said size 10. Y'all trying to buy these? Y'all trying to buy these old threes? We're not selling these. We're not selling these. We're gonna give these away tonight. You guys got to stay all the way to the end. I got 11s, 10s. I got 30 something pairs sitting over there. I just don't have any 9s. All right, so let's dive into some questions, you guys. Let's talk about wholesaling real estate. We've played around enough. Let's get to some business, right? Because I probably can only be on here about an hour tonight, and that's a long time. All right, so it looks like NYJ Callaway. I need to know how to build a buyer's list. All right, so that's a very question I get all the time. I get it so much. I made a video about it and I posted it right here on YouTube, guys. There's a fast and quick way to get a buyer's list. People that are actively actually buying deals by using List Source. So you guys need to really go back and look at my YouTube video. There is a way you can do List Source and do that. Michael Dow Jr., I see your question, but it doesn't have, I don't see the question on there, if that makes sense. Can you make $1 million as a one-man band? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could. John Rock says, is wholesaling dead? Absolutely not. The biggest, I actually do have size 14 over here. Eddie Carroll, I do. All right, y'all, so let's start getting some questions. What message do you drop on REI Rail? So Manny James asks, what do I drop in REI Rail? Here, real simple. It goes something like this. Hey, my name is Max. Now, let me start again. It's basically like this. Hey, my name is Max. I don't even know if I have the right number. And I'm not sure if I have the right number at all. But I think you may own a house that I was driving by yesterday. And if you do and you're interested in selling it, please give me a call back. Now, I know this call is out of the blue, and I apologize for that. But if this is the right number, please give me a ring back or text message back. Make it very apologetic type, like a normal person. Those ums and those things you hear me saying in that is actually real. So that's the type of message we drop on REI Rail. Is REI Rail skip tracing data just as good as REI skips data? Yes, it is. What do I do if no one replies to my ad on Craigslist? Try something else, Justin. What's up, Tiffany? She's crazy. Can you put up some of your past videos from the beginning? Every video I have is out on YouTube. Not sure what other videos you want. How do I wholesale a tenant occupied property? You need to find out when the lease is expired on that tenant occupied property. It could be month to month. It could expire 6 months from now. Find a buyer that the deal is so good that they're willing to wait for that. I would love to get information on to start wholesaling. Hey, Juwan Sherman, if you want to get started, what I would say is, listen, join my Facebook group, Wholesaling Houses Elite. It's free. There's 50-something thousand people in there. You can easily do that. How do I get started as a beginner in wholesale in Detroit? Yeah. So listen, Juwan, what you want to do is go to my Facebook group. It's absolutely free. Guys, I don't have a course to sell you on how to get started. I don't have anything like that. It's very simple. Learn the concept of what wholesaling is. It's not a difficult thing. We essentially find deeply discounted properties. We put those deeply discounted properties under contract, right, with a distressed seller or a distressed home. And then we sell the contract to somebody else that is going to step in our place and fulfill that contract. That's kind of what it is. It's very simple. Go back and watch some of my YouTube videos. If you're just getting started, take the time and watch all of my YouTube videos. Like if you're just getting started, go listen to podcasts. I have a podcast out there. It's completely free. Go listen to Wholesaling Inc.'s podcast. It's completely free. Like get deep dive into learning about wholesaling. That's what I did in the beginning. If you guys know my story, one guy told me the word wholesaling. That's all it took for me to move forward and be crazy. So please, definitely just deep dive and become obsessed. I say this a lot. Become obsessed with learning about wholesale, and I promise you, you won't be disappointed. You'll be easily. Hassam says he's had a 7,000 square foot mansion under contract in Virginia sitting on 11 acres. Will I be willing to JV? The thing about, now you can wholesale very expensive houses. The thing about that is that these takes a lot more time than your average market house. So with that being said, maybe I'm open to JVing it. You can email Bryce at Cash Homes Triad, BRYCE at CashHomesTriad.com, and just start from there. I might be open to it, but that sounds like a difficult property to wholesale. Not saying you can't, but if it's at the right price, somebody may be able to pick it up. Cold calling scrubs. I get stuck on what to say. Are they available to work? No, I'm not available one-on-one, guys. I actually run this business. That's why I'm not a guru. I'm a guru. I do this business full time. So Whitney, I can get you the cold calling scripts. I'm actually going to post a link in the chat right now to get the cold calling scripts for free. And these are the scripts that we use in my company every single day. It shows you the RVM scripts and all that stuff like that. So let me post that now. So I'm just going to post the script. That's how you get the scripts. I just posted it, something right there. Looking for best ways to find buyers. James Barn, please look at my past video that talks about finding the hottest zip codes and cash buyers. Somebody says probates. What do we need to do? We can't reach the personal representative, the attorney, or any of the heirs. If you can't reach the attorney, you're not trying hard enough. Not sure. So that's kind of crazy. Mike Parker Blair says, what's up with our call? You promise. Blair, if you're talking about when we met last week, just got back into the office, so you're going to get your call. It's just not going to be probably exactly when you want it, but it will happen. If you did exactly what I said and reached out to who I said you were going to reach out to, then that call will happen. Do you have an assignment contract for wholesaling? Yes, go inside my Facebook group, Wholesaling Houses Elite. Where can I get probate leads? From your local probate office. How do you get a property on the contract if it's owned by a city? Luis is asking, you probably can't. The city sells their inventory a different way, probably through a live auction or a surplus sale. So you cannot generally get a property owner sale that is owned by the city, guys. Do I RVM or actually cold call or both? We do both in our office. I actually invented a software called REIRail.com. REIRail.com. We do a lot of RVMs and we cold call as well. So yes, Mike, for sure. Brutus, Max, I was deleted from the Facebook group. Not sure why. If you were deleted from the Facebook group, one of the admins or moderators deemed that you violated a rule. That's why you got deleted. There's 50-something thousand members. They don't randomly go around deleting people. You must have violated some rule. Does Tony the Closer have a negotiation class? Yes, he's going to be announcing an academy soon where he's going to be doing some city training, like in your city. He's going to put on some training, and you guys could come to learn more to be better on negotiating and just sales in general with you and your team. What's up, Max? Let me get a size 12, fam. By the way, the best way to find out repair costs from a property, I feel like I'm guessing. Repair costs, guys, are not really that important. You need to be in the ballpark. Ballpark can be, we typically go in a house and it's either going to be $20, $30, $40, or $50,000. There's no such thing as a $10,000 rehab. So don't get hung up on repairs. If you want to use the method of square foot method, then you can do that, but don't get hung up on repairs. Don't let that be the reason you don't get properties under contract. Somebody named BBY Baller 16 says, my county doesn't generate a delinquent tax properties. What other list or lead source should I look into? First of all, they are lying. Every county in America has people that are delinquent on their taxes. Okay? You are not asking the correct person. You are not asking the right way. One of those few, and you're going to get 6, 7, 8, 9 no's. I guarantee you that I can go online right now and find your county's tax delinquent properties. One, because in order for a city or municipality to actually sell these properties, they have to be advertised in a local newspaper. That's pretty standard across most of America. So it has to be publicized in some type of publication. So you're not trying hard enough. Go on Google, say blank county delinquent taxes, and I guarantee something will pop up. So you need to try a little bit harder. Durham County seems to have a very limited inventory for low-priced properties. Do you have any experience in Durham or Wake? Which is best? Mike Parker. So, guys, if anything I can change for you is the mindset that you guys have. A lot of you are getting into this. This is the first time you've ever been in business. I challenge you to get an abundance mindset. I know people in Wake and Durham County, both, who are killing it. You can go ask Tony the Closer. Tony the Closer is in Raleigh and Durham. He is killing it in that market. So for you to say that there's very limited inventory, you're not searching hard enough. I already see you speaking in defeat. Mike, what I challenge you to do is dig deeper and find other ways of finding the properties. Do something different and be consistent, right? Change your mindset. I promise you, anywhere in America, you can find, lower priced properties in Hollywood, California, right? There's always somebody going through something. How long should my RVM message be? Anywhere between anything less than 45 seconds. It just needs to be real short. It's just a voicemail. Hey, this is Max. I know this phone call is completely out of the blue, and I apologize for that. I may even have the wrong number. I was in your neighborhood, and I seen a piece of property I think you might be interested in selling. If you are, give me a call back. I'd love to talk to you about it. If I got the wrong number, sorry, completely disregard. That's what we send, and we do it continuously over and over again. Somebody's asking me, Max, do I need an LLC to borrow hard money lender? This will be my first deal to find hard. So here's the thing. On a hard money lender, they have their own rules. So I can't even begin to tell you. I think most of them do require you to have an LLC for some amount of time or something like that. Okay? Man, these questions are coming in fast. I'm dropping 10K voicemails on RERL. Most just call back without listening to voicemail. I'm having to screen them again, which is kind of defeats the purpose of RVM. Any advice? Need help, brother? Yes. Jawan James, it seems. So sometimes when you drop an RVM, a person will get a half of a ring. It's not necessarily a full ring, and they're going to call you back right away. The problem is I challenge you, if you're dropping 10,000 voicemails and these people are not good, then you can't really get around people's habits of not checking voicemail. We drop RVMs, and if I drop 10,000 RVMs, I'm going to go on at least 4 appointments. So what I would say is maybe you need to check your list on what you're dropping. Okay, guys, high equity is not a motivated list. It just means they have high equity. So don't fall in love with that list. Go after more pinpoint pain lists: tax delinquent, probate, code violations, abandoned properties, vacant properties, all these things of that type of stuff. I would challenge you to go out and get better lists that you're dropping. The best people that are calling you on an RVM campaign is 30 minutes beyond after you drop, because they've taken the time to listen to it an hour or so after you drop. You really need to dig deep and maybe find a better list. That REI rail works. I use it. Many people use it. Unfortunately, you can't break the habit of most people. See, I personally don't listen to voicemail, nor do I call people back that I missed a call. So it's just kind of what it is. But we do it. Would you recommend using a PI to track people down? Yeah, I mean, if the deal is that good, I've done it before. Sure. So that's definitely. Walk us through a typical pre-foreclosure process from the moment I reach out to the owner, the interaction, the paperwork involved. You got Joseph? What do you want me to do? Jerry Joseph? You want me to do a whole course on this thing? It's very simple. Don't overthink it. A pre-foreclosure is just a regular wholesale. The only difference is that this person has a gun to their head and the time is about to run out for them. You're overthinking it when you say pre-foreclosure. Pre-foreclosure means the bank hasn't taken it back. They're behind on payments and the bank's going to foreclose on the property. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Is it recommended to have an LLC before going ham? Yes. Okay, so you paid $5 for that question. This is crazy. I don't even know when YouTube created this stuff. In my state, it takes $125 to create an LLC. So if you want to create an LLC, do so. You need $120 more outside this question. You'll be able to create one. In most states, it doesn't cost much. So yes, I believe if you're going to go ham, which means hard as a, then you need to get an LLC. Yes, you do. But take that advice up with your local attorney or somebody. I'm not an attorney. I can just tell you what I did. So Christopher says, most of my leads seem to end with the numbers being too high for a wholesaler, mortgage owned, and better off as a listing. What am I doing wrong? Christopher, I would challenge and ask you, where are you getting your list from? One thing that we like to do is high equity. High equity is what we like to play with. So when you have a mortgage owned property, you know, a lot of properties are mortgage owned. I would challenge you to maybe also look at the deal a little closer to see if it actually is not wholesalable, or find out and spend some money in training and find out what, learn more about subject to, other types of creative ways to wholesale or invest into property. So we get that a lot too. I mean, a lot of our deals come through and they're just upside down, or they're too close for that, and we might do something else with it. I'm Zachary Marshall. Let's just go with that. I'm getting deals, but it's taking a lot of follow-up. Any tips on closing my first deal faster? Hey, Mr. Marshall, here's what you got to do, man. Follow-up is where the money is made. So you have to follow up. Closing deals faster, you just need to find people that are a little bit more motivated, but don't get impatient. If you're finding deals and you have things in your pipeline, then yes, you're going to be closing deals soon, and eventually that pipeline is going to fill up, and you're going to have closing week after week after week after week. So I would challenge you to just be more patient. Money is made in the follow-up. And that's why a lot of people never stop. So I would challenge you to do that. Hans says, "Hi Max, how do I get homeowners to return your calls and respond to your offer after you already visited the property and submitted a contract?" So I want you to think of it like this. I know people practice a lot of different things when it comes to wholesaling. We never leave a contract at a property, right? The owner invited you to their home. The owner invited you to their home and they want to get an offer from you. Now, the last thing you should give that homeowner, what we do, is that offer. Once you give that offer, you no longer are relevant to what they are unless that offer meets what they have. One, you need to build better rapport with your sellers because you are not building a good enough rapport that they feel obligated to call you back. That is one. And don't leave an offer for them to think about. I only give an offer when they are ready to accept an offer. There's many appointments I leave. That I never, ever actually give an offer until I know they're ready to accept. So do it like that. Okay, so Brock Wilson says, "I live in South New Orleans to be exact. If I find vacant homes while driving for dollars and found out the owner has passed away, how could I wholesale that property?" So Brock, here's what you do. This is a great lead. You're driving for dollars. You see a property looks vacant. You're driving around. You see it. You go home. You look them up on the tax data. You find out that they are dead. What you should do is write that person's name down. Go to your local probate office that the county of the property is in. And then they'll give you a file of the person, and usually you be able to make contact with their personal representative, their lawyer, or whoever's in charge or who they left in charge of their personal possessions after they passed away. That is called probate. So whatever county you are in New Orleans, you need to be looking for the probate file of that person that you said owns that real property. So real simple. Visit your local probate office. Give them that person's name or look it up on the computer in the local probate office, and you will be able to find out more information about that person or who is in charge of actually selling or dealing with that person's personal property after they passed away. Can the buyer cut you out of a deal after he meets with a seller? So this is the second time I've been asked this today. No. If you have a contract, a legal binding contract with a seller, they cannot cut you out of a deal until your contract expires. Okay? So don't worry about that. It's never happened to me. As long as your contract's good, you're not going to have this problem. Don't allow this to get in the way of you being a wholesaler or getting started. You've never had this happen. You're creating problems before they actually start. Hi, Max. I'm new. I live in Raleigh, but I have contract leads in Fayetteville, North Carolina. How do I know, is it a dud or a good thing? Is Fayetteville a growing town after the storms? Not really sure how to answer that. A good deal is a good deal. There's a simple ARV calculator in the side of the Facebook group, Wholesaling Houses Elite. I would take a look at that calculator to know if you have a good deal. A good deal is that it's worth $100,000 and you got it on a contract for $50,000 or something like that. So, yeah, man, that's cool. I just answered that question. Juan Batiste, I think that's how you say your name. When you show a buyer the house, they can't cut you out a deal. No, you have a contract. You have a contract, simply. They cannot do so. Jordan Williams says, Max, I flip and have rentals. Should I also grow a wholesaling business? Jordan, would you like to own the grocery store and the grocery supplier? Because that's what a wholesaling business is. It is very lucrative. You find your deals because you have a flip business, which you buying your rentals from, somebody else, and you're buying your flip properties from somebody else. Yes, I would definitely pursue that. When contracting a sub to deal, when constructing a sub to deal, would you ever do a cash out refi so you can offer the seller more on the back end? Also, how do you form a land trust? Unfortunately, I don't talk about sub to deals because I'm not a master at that. But what I will say is that no, I will never do a cash out refi on anybody's loan ever. I'm never going to trade a bad equity position with a seller because they're desperate. I'm not doing it. And land trust, I don't know about that. So you're going to have to Google that, or I couldn't even give you that advice because I'm not an attorney. So you're going to have to Google that one. What do you do when you're driving for dollars and you find out the property's bank owned? You usually just want to keep moving. A bank-owned property is not going to be good for you because it's owned by the bank and they're going to sell it via the MLS. The main difference between REI Rail and the cold calling on steroids, it's a ringless voicemail. Cold calling on steroids rings the phone. You really got to look. You got to pull up both websites and look them up side by side and realize there's way much more. Go to the YouTube page for REI Rail and you're going to see what the big difference is. It's more than just RVMs. It's a intelligent software that, I would just, here's what I would do with you, Gordon. Go to reirail.com and ask for a demo. Then you'll see the difference. Hoping you have the other one to compare. How important is MLS access? It's not important at all. How can you wholesale a property if the owner is a mortgage company out of state? The owner. You can't. I don't get what you're saying. It's owned by the bank. If it's owned by the bank, you're not going to be able to wholesale it. Manny Martinez. Max, can you talk about assign or assignee contracts with the investor? Earns money from them and a clause for keeping the money if they back out. Okay. You're going to have a contract you're going to sign a contract with an actual investor. Once you have a property account, you're going to assign it to them and they're going to give you a non-refundable deposit on that property. And I'm not sure exactly what you want me to answer, but the clause is it's a non-refundable deposit with you. Dan Cushion says, I'm a 19-year-old closing 2 deals a month, mostly tax delinquent. With what strategies can I implement right now that would take me to 5 deals a month? Real simple, Dan. Find more tax delinquent properties. Become an expert at tax delinquent properties, the process, how it works, the ins and outs. And I promise you'll start doubling the deals you're doing. Do I still keep in touch with Big Sip and Mr. Sippy? Yes, I was just with them this past weekend. Mr. Sippy just got married. I think he's in St. Lucia right now. I was in Mr. Sippy's wedding as a groomsman, and we were all there all weekend. Nolan May, do you cold call or RVM probates and pre-foreclosures? No. I cold call probates and pre-foreclosures. Always. Pick up the phone. Call them. What am I saying to them? Hey, this is Max. Do you own that property on 123 Street? I was wondering if you're interested in selling that property. That's all we say to them right there. I'm just starting out. Do you recommend that I get a carrot site? Depends on your budget, but no. Right now, I don't think you need any website. But when you do get a website, carrot websites are great. I would not make that investment right now. I don't think you need it. If you're just beginning, what I always tell my beginners, if you can look at my Instagram page, right now I posted a video a couple hours ago on just driving for dollars and finding the hottest areas that flippers want and literally finding a property that is abandoned while you're driving. I don't think you're going to need an online presence right now to gain traction in this business. It's very simple to start, very simple. Go look at my keynote speech that on my YouTube channel where I talked at the Wholesaling Summit last week. I talk about that you don't need a lot of money to get started in this business, and you don't need a bunch of the tools right off the bat. If you have the money and you're going to start pushing leads to a website, perfect. If not, don't worry about that. Should you tell the seller you have to reduce the price before or after you show the buyer the property? Not too sure the logistics of what you're saying. If you need a price reduction, ask for it. They're either going to say yes or no. That's up to the seller. I don't think it matters if you do it before or after you show it to the buyer. Go to the seller and say, hey, look, I'm looking for a price reduction. I think that'd be crazy important for you. Trevor Watkins. Max, what are the right amount of total leads that I should focus on every month if my goal is to close 1 to 2 deals a month as a solo wholesaler? So Trevor, what you're asking me, just say typical one deal is $10,000. If you want to make $10,000 to $20,000 a month, how many leads should you focus on? All of them. That's my answer to you, Trevor. Focus on all the leads. If I said, hey, Trevor, I'm going to pay you $20,000 a month, can you look through some leads for me? How many leads would you look through? You would look through as many leads as it takes. So as you work for yourself as a solo wholesaler, do anything it takes to reach your goal. I know that's probably not the answer you're looking for, but I can't give you a number of leads. Say, hey, Trevor, listen, 5,000 leads is going to get you 2 deals. It doesn't work like that because you don't have your KPIs, which is your key performance indicators, to know what you should expect. But Trevor, you need to look at every single possible lead you can, or drive for dollars as much as you can. So I can't give you a definite answer on that, but you need to look at all of them. Daniel Turner, you didn't submit a question. What do you do if a seller asks you for proof of funds? What I say to this all the time, I've never been asked for proof of funds ever, not once, never have. And the reason is because I build a rapport with the person that I'm going to their house. You didn't build a rapport with them. They don't trust you. They don't believe you're going to say you do what you say you're going to do. So they're asking you for proof of funds. If you need one, reach out to any hard money lender. I've never used one hard money, but I believe they provide proof of funds for the property. Ask the seller if they don't like you or something. Can you tell us your KPIs for RVM and CCing? Not sure what that is. No, I really won't reveal my KPIs. I don't think it's relevant to what anybody would know, just because my KPIs are my KPIs. My business is ran differently than yours would be. What are the best times to send out RVMs, day or night? We like to drop them twice a day. In the morning and in the evening. We also cold call in the morning and in the evening. RVMs are good. We like to do them between like a 10 and 12 in the morning, and then also about 5 or so after in the evening. So yeah, Daniel Turner, we drop them twice a day. Here's the thing. If I were you, I would test it, see what works best for you. That's what this business is about, testing left and right. Joshua Manning, there are houses in a poor section of my city. that needs work. ARV is only $30,000. How do you know whether or not to pass on the deal? Listen, if you can pick up a $30,000 house for $10, $12, $13,000, then a deal's a deal. If somebody was going around selling a dollar pack of Skittles for 25 cents, I'm gonna buy it. It's a deal. It doesn't care what the price is. If somebody was selling me $1 million car for $500,000, I'm gonna buy it. So the price doesn't matter where it is. You need to focus on, is it a deal? Is the dollar store candy only 25 cents? I'm buying. How late do you cold call? Somebody just left the office. It's 8, so somebody was cold calling probably to 8 o'clock today. One of my cold callers just left the office. Where can I download the song You're Only One Deal Away? I haven't released it yet. It's coming soon. No, I don't RVM the same leads twice a day. I don't. That's redundant. Director Fur, how do I get started? I live in Kentucky. Get on YouTube, get on podcasts, become obsessed, learn everything you can about wholesaling real estate. How do you skip trace? You go to a skip tracing company like REI Skip, reiskip.com. Tell the seller you're an investor in the local area and you would like to work with other investors. Is 10K RVMs a month good? If that's what you want to do, if that's what you can afford, then it's great. If you want to do more, then do it. How do you wholesale a pre-foreclosure property without trying to do a subject to? It's simple. If the property is has enough equity and it allows you to wholesale, just take away the word pre-foreclosure. It doesn't matter that. Don't get hung up, right, in the word ignore it. It's just a house that you might be able to wholesale. If it has equity, then great. If it doesn't, move forward. Brent Gaines says, I have a property under contract. There are 5 heirs. The executor provided me with a letter of testimony. One of the heirs lives in the property and is reluctant to move out. What do you do? I would contact an attorney. They have a thing called a partition sale. I can't tell you exactly how to do it, but a closing attorney, can guide you on how to do a partition sale. And I would look into that. Do I do one-on-one coaching? No, I don't. Don't have time at the moment. What list do you send Ringless voicemails to? A lot. A majority of my list. Just not probate for sure. Are houses located on main streets a bad deal for buyers? Some buyers don't care. Director Fur, you said you've been watching all my videos for the past couple months and you're still trying to learn how to the game. I think you need to probably apply yourself a little bit more. I have people that have watched my videos, got started and show me checks for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 because they only watch my YouTube videos. I would challenge you to become obsessed. This business is not easy. It's not for everybody. If you really want to learn it, you can learn it. Okay? You guys are asking me for the Dallas dates for We Live, Wholesaling Elite Live 2019. We haven't released it, but just know it's in March. We're going to release those dates here very soon. What does my daily routine look like? Watch some of my YouTube videos. You kind of see what I do on my daily routine. Is my YouTube name scaring you from answering my questions? No. It's my first question I seen you ask, and you just blew it with that question. Good job. Robert Leon said, I went to the courthouse and they gave me a probate site, but all it gives is the name of the deceased attorney. What do you do? Good question, Robert. So what you do, you go to the tax website and you search the person's name to see if they own property. If they do, start doing some research. If you find somebody that does have property, reach out to the attorney. So I'm going to say this again. You went to the courthouse and the courthouse gave him a probate site, but all the site has is the name and of the deceased and the attorney. Well, you're going to take the deceased person's name, you're going to go to the tax website, and you're going to go on there and search the person's name to see if they have any property. If they do, reach out to the attorney, tell them you're interested in buying, or reach out to whoever you're going to reach out to. But that's how you maneuver that. I have a subject to deal lined up that's only days away from being sold at the commissioner's auction. Bank being difficult to get info. Advise. Bank does not have to give a reinstatement. They only can give a payoff. So a bank does not care if you have a contract. If they just don't want to do it anymore, then they won't give a reinstatement, but they have to give a payoff. So Joseph, I'm not sure. You just got to be persistent with getting a hold of the bank. But a bank does not have to give you a reinstatement, but they do have to give you a payoff amount. Max, where do you get your Bandit sign maker from? You can order Bandit signs on dirtcheapsigns.com if that's what you're asking. Does buyer go to title company that has the contract? Yes. Can you do a live video when you get your Lambo? Too late. Just wanted to say I picked up a $25,000 check today from a deal that I got under contract and reassigned at lunch at We Live based upon some nuggets I got from you. Good job, Charles. Good job. So Charles said he just wanted to say he picked up his $25,000 check today from a deal he got under contract and reassigned at lunch while he was at my last event based upon some nuggets he got from the event. He appreciates you, Charles. Congratulations, man. Spend that money wisely. How do you wholesale property to someone with $203,000? Michelle, I'm not sure what your question is. A property can have a loan on it. It can be wholesaled. I don't know what wholesaled. Wholesale just means you're slightly fixing up the property or cleaning it out. Go watch one of my videos that says how to wholesale a property with delinquent taxes, and you need to look at that. What is the best approach to do a joint deal with a buyer? Not sure what you're talking about. I don't do any joint deals with buyers. Max, you think calling probates is good or stick to mailing? Anthony, I hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel and go through and look at how I do not mail. I only call. So yes, calling somebody is always better than mailing them if you can get a hold of them. Getting tired here, guys. Robert Leon, do I have to pay attorney or does the cash buyer pay? Cash buyer pays all closing fees, including an attorney. All right, guys. So any more questions here? I'm going to give away a pair of some freaking 003s. Some Gary V's. Should I work with Anderson Advisor, who is cheaper and is just as good? Not sure what you mean. Should you work with Anderson Advisors? If you're talking about taxes, then yeah, I mean they're pretty good to do your taxes and stuff, for sure. All right, guys, any last questions here? I'm gonna see this right here. I'm giving away a pair of some Gary V's 003s. Now, these shoes are called the Clouds in the Dirt. I'm limited on sizes. So if you win, you're just gonna get what's closest to your size. But these bad boys right here, these K-Swisses, are my boy Gary V's shoes. I'm going to give away a pair tonight. Right now, somebody asked, can a buyer go back on a deal after closing? I don't know what you're asking. Can a buyer go back on a deal? If closings happen, it's over. So I'm not sure what your question is. How do you handle rejection from lowballing sellers? You justify why you needed that low. Repair costs, investment, holding costs. If you like, you can't make somebody motivated if they're not motivated, right? So I justify it. That's just a negotiating tactic. Michael Hagan. The question is common. I think it's a question that most people really don't need to ask, but I'll give you my opinion right now. Interest rates are rising and the market is turbulent some places. Hypothetically, if buyers slow and economy suffers, how does that affect wholesaling? If people start losing their houses, we go back into another recession or correction, there's going to be more inventory. People that have cash, that are cash buyers, are always going to have cash. People that were using hard or private money, they're going to be out the game. So I wouldn't worry about that. If you cross your T's and dot your I's, you're going to be more successful during a downturn opposed to, everything's hot right now, but when the market slows down and people start defaulting more, you're going to have more inventory of properties and you're going to find real cash buyers that come out and want to swoop up a lot of properties, right? A lot of big time wholesalers were made during the last recession. On your assignment contract, do you put in a fee or a purchase price? Which do you rather negotiate? What's your assignment contract look like? CJC community, please go inside the Facebook group. The free assignment, my Facebook group is Wholesaling Houses Elite. In the file section, there's an assignment contract. You put the purchase price and you put your assignment fee. Your assignment fee is not negotiable. That's what you've already told the buyer that you're going to charge them. If they agree, they agree. If not, then move on. Hey, Max, how do you put off your seller while you find a buyer? You should have a contingency in the contract as far as like time. You should be working fast to find your buyer when you get the property under contract. Candace, you should, as you get the property under contract, you should be actively searching for a buyer. If you're having a hard time finding a buyer and you legitimately have a good deal, JV with another wholesaler to help you find somebody, because half of a watermelon is better than half of a grape. Somebody asked a question. Got on carrot, but none is converting. My ads help. You just don't get a Carrot site and people start funneling to it. You have to bring ads to it. Go through the training on the Carrot website. I'm not a Carrot employee. My Carrot website works well for me. I get leads every day. It's because, you know, I work pretty hard at bringing traffic to my site. All right, guys. So what I want to do, if you want to enter for a pair of these Gary V's, this is the last question, guys. So no more questions. What do you do if someone files bankruptcy on a property, but it's still on the tax delinquent list and they didn't think the home was still in their name? Doesn't matter. Filing bankruptcy doesn't care for taxes. They'll still take your house. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, they're not gonna. You'll be fine. It doesn't. Your question is really, your question is really hyper local. But if somebody files bankruptcy on a property, you can't file bankruptcy on a property. You can file bankruptcy for yourself. But whoever owns it's going to take that thing. All right, guys, but we're going to get out of here. So no more questions. I'm going to pick a winner for these randomly. Press 1 on the keyboard. Press 1 on the keyboard. If you want to enter in for these, I'm just going to randomly use an app that's going to pick somebody. All right, guys, so we've got the ones flooding in. We got the ones flooding in. All right, cool. In the next 10 seconds, I'm going to pick somebody. I have an app over here. All right, guys, cool. So we're in. So we're going to randomly put it over here in this app, this generator random comment picker. And see what it says. Ding. Anthony Chestnut. Anthony Chestnut has won tonight's pair. So Anthony, find me on Instagram, hit me up, tell me that you won this. Anthony Chestnut has just won this pair. All right, guys, don't forget, coming up in March, December, we're doing Wholesaling Elite Live 2019 in Dallas, Texas. Wholesaling Elite Live in Dallas, Texas. So Anthony, hit me up on Instagram. Anthony, hit me up on Instagram. You're going to get a pair of these for free. My team's going to send it out to you. Dallas is going to be fire, guys. March, make sure that you actually, make sure that you guys actually prepare yourself for March 2019. It's going to be live. It's going to be the largest wholesaling conference ever. Cool, guys. I will see you next time. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also go like me over on Instagram, The Real Maxwell. I'll see you guys later.